Hey there, Big Brother fans. It's me, Mike, a.k.a. Big Gossip, and it is Tuesday, August 11th, and we are one day past the Power Veto meeting. I told you it had been a quiet day yesterday. Well, it got busier last night, of course, and I'm only going to cover the one major thing that happened yesterday, at least on this particular podcast episode, and that is that the newbies, as I would call them, some people were calling them, or I don't know how it came about, had a meeting last night. Now, Taylor was not in the meeting, but you had, and Camu wasn't in the meeting either, actually, but you did have Barrett, Drew, Mallory, Melody, and Latrice started out, and then Yash walked in. So they're all in the head of household room talking. And by the way, side note, I am at the Indiana State Fair, and today I'm walking out to do my podcast, and it's just a noisy place. I have noise canceling on. I think it should be fairly quiet, but if you hear lots of weird noises in the background, that's what's going on. So anyways, all the people I mentioned were in the head of household room talking. The conversation got picked up mid-conversation. I don't know how long they were there. I still haven't gone back. There's a chance I missed a bit of it, but I did catch about half an hour of the conversation, and I posted it on Blue Sky this morning after people couldn't find any clips of it, so I went and posted them. And the conversation basically went around getting out the vets, going after the vets, the icons as they call them, because they've had their chance. Why are we getting eliminated? None of them have been nominated. I'm going through all the different things that were said. And probably the funniest comment at the time was Latrice, as she's talking, she says, well, they've had their chance. They've won their money. They've won like at least $500,000. And I can't remember who it was. It was Melody or Mallory. Says $500,000. They've won $1 million. And that would be D that's won $1 million. And she's like, oh my gosh, and hooped and hollered and made faces. And so, yes, I don't know if that'll make the show or not. I do not know if they will show that. They probably will. They probably will show that D realized now that Latrice realized that D has won $1 million, and that has changed her attitude. So the way they were talking at the time last night in the HOH room, again, this is Latrice, and then the FAP Alliance. By the way, that's been a whole other thing because people, it's those that know, and those that don't, you should just Google what does FAP mean, and you'll find out. I'm not doing it on the podcast. I already did it on Blue Sky this morning. That alliance is Barrett, Drew, Mallory, and Melody. The four youngsters in the house who are just edgy and cool, and they're calling it, what is it? Fat. I think it's fat ass people is what they're actually saying it means, but it's the FAP that they're trying to get to. So, and they may call it something different on the show if they even announce the name of the alliance. But where was I? Okay, so that's who she's with. Latrice is with them, and they're talking about getting out the vets, and then Yash came in, and he joined in on the conversation. Now, there was somewhere I was going with this. Where was I going with this? The alliance names, the new alliance, going after the vets. I don't know. I've lost my way, folks, and I can't go back, and I'm not going to go back, so we're just going to carry on. But darn it, maybe it'll come to me. That's the major going on in the house last night, was that meeting in the HOH room, going after the vets. We'll see if it develops into anything at all, because who knows? One other thing, actually. Oh, hang on. We're good.
Second call, class 5. First call, class 6. Derek Peters, please.
I'm not going to try to talk over that announcer as I walk through. I'm walking in a big cattle barn, but the cattle are mostly gone. So there you get the live. I'm not editing this stuff down. All right, so another thing that happened this morning, or happened last night, and talked about this morning, is that Barrett and Drew, I think Barrett and Drew, or maybe just Barrett, anyways, they revealed that alliance to Devins and I think Angela and Dee, and people are freaking out like, oh, we're revealing their alliance. Those four have been inseparable the last week. They're together all the time. They had a fake rock ceremony, like a whole thing that may or may not make the show as well. They know they're together, so it would be natural for them to have an alliance name. So the fact that they revealed it is not going to change the game at all, right? Just not going to. So that's minor. That was a thing that was being brought up this morning. Anything else I can think of? Dee and Angela and Devins had long talks last night. I'm not sure if there was anything worth grabbing in there. Oh, I do know what I remember what I was going to talk about. The plan. So Latrice was laying out the plan and says their plan, if they stick to it, is to get out either Haley or Chuck this week, which we knew, and then they want to get out Haley or Chuck next week. That's a long-term scheme. This is if everything works for them, and that's a week away. No. There's just no way to know what's going to happen. They also talked about where they want to get out 2 vets before the jury starts, or if they want to keep. That was the reason they were talking about getting out Haley or Chuck a week from now, because otherwise they could go after more vets. Guys, none of this long-term planning is going to work anyways, and that's a group of 5 people that they aren't going to be connected for very long before. It's just. I'm talking about stuff that probably isn't going to come to fruition, but I'm letting you know things that are talked about. What else? It means Camus. Latrice is very happy with Camus at this point. They have no idea that in the outside world, a lot of people have issues with Camus. Now, if you are loving Camus and think he's the greatest person in the world, okay, that's fine. That's not where I fall with him. He's said some very controversial things on his social timelines, and I'm not a fan of them. And it's not a good look for Camus. I will give you an example. He has an Instagram post where he was basically making fun of, in a sideways way, George Floyd's getting choked to death. He's an MMA wrestler, right? So it's not appropriate, not a good look. And if you're like, I don't have a problem with that, well, then you and I are on different sides of the spectrum world, whatever you want to say. And so that's why one of the reasons I have a problems with Camus is that kind of talk is not something that I want to see in someone that I want to back as far as someone I want to watch on TV and everything. All right, I digress. So Camus, though, is Latrice loves him. She doesn't know any of this. And if she did, I think she would have an issue with him, or at least have a talk with him about why he said those things at the time. All right, I've delved too far into my side rabbit holes. Let me just leave you with this. There's going to be more talk today. It's Tuesday. We've got all day today. We've got all day tomorrow, and part of the day on Thursday for talk to be had. They're locked in on getting rid of either Haley or Chuck. So the talk that's going to happen now is probably going to be forward-looking long-term calls or long-term talks. So we'll keep an eye on them. I'll let you know. But remember, whatever they say now is completely dependent on who wins the next HOH. None of it matters if none of them win the next HOH. If Dee or Angela or Devins or even Camus win the next HOH, this stuff is all out the window for any kind of planning. So that's what it is. And with that, I am going to sign off. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting by listening to the commercials at the end. And I just said it today on Blue Sky. If you enjoy the content that you're getting from whomever you're getting it from, obviously you're listening to me, but if you're getting it from anybody, Hamster Watch, there's so many other. I can't even list them all. I'm not going to try to do it right now. Most of those people have. Oh, hang on.
Call class 5. Final call class 5. Second call.
I should walk 6. Out of this barn.
First call class 7.
All right. I think he's done talking. Are you done talking? There, he shut his mic off. Okay. Anyways, support the people that you can if you are able to support. I realize I say it a lot. I realize a lot of people are having trouble making ends meet as it is, so that's not an expectation. But if you have the means and the ability, even a couple, $3, $5, whatever, towards whomever you want to support helps those people. It encourages those people to keep doing what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, just between you and me, which is more than a couple people, I have had conversations with very well-known updaters who have talked about throwing in the towel. And for them, it is a make or break kind of a thing. It's not for me, thankfully, but for some people it is. For me, it's a little boost to keep me going. For other people, it actually means something to them as far as their bottom line. So just keep that in mind. Support the people that you like and that you think you want to reward them. Just them seeing your name and something next to it really means a lot to them. All right? That's it. The horse is now soundly beaten, even though I'm in a dairy barn. Well, you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday. I don't anticipate talking to you again until tomorrow because I don't think anything major is going to happen. But that's it. I'm done. I got to go. We'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye. And I have to reach in my pocket to get my phone out to press the button. So we're going to do that now. Bye-bye.